What is up, Stoic Training Systems? I'm going to walk you guys through a 6-day hybrid training program that I made for a BJJ athlete that is in our group that I work with. So if you guys want a custom training program like this, hit me up, or if you just want access to this exact one, I can do that as well for you. So we're just going to go through week 1 of the program, and then weeks 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 progress kind of the way that I teach in here. This walkthrough will walk you through, there's walkthrough videos of when to add weight, how hard to push each set, when to add reps, when to add sets, etc. So all that's over here. But I'm just going to mainly walk you through the bones of the program so you can see how I set it up. So again, this is for a BJJ athlete. Their focus is on cardio and mobility, staying healthy for training BJJ and competing. And so it's a little bit of a hybrid of like, we're not wanting to build as much muscle as possible, not training him the same way I would train a bodybuilder, and I'm not training him the same way I'd train a runner, so it's a little bit of hybrid. So day 1 consists of some cardio. For this, I picked some sled pulls. There's other cardio you'll see as we go down the days. Then we do some quad work, but basically just some knee health stuff, specifically for keeping your knees healthy for BJJ, but for any activity you're doing. So I do a reverse step up. I have a demo link for every single exercise over here on the right-hand side, so they're all YouTube links. They're not all me doing it. Some of it's just different demos from different coaches that I like, and I know that they do a good job explaining things, so I'll link that up for any exercises you may not know how to do. So there's a reverse step up, and then we go into, so the sled pull is under cardio, but it's more of a warm-up, especially just to get the knees warm before you're going to do any biking, rowing, whatever, kind of getting the blood pumping, getting your low back warm too, getting your grip warm. So we've got our sled pull and our reverse step up done, and then we get into the rower, and also we finish with a farmer's carry. So do all your rowing, it's 10 minutes on, or 10 minutes of active work. So it's 1 minute on, 1 minute off, or let me see, no, wrong, 30 seconds at RPE, rating of perceived exertion 8, which is like an 8 out of 10 in terms of intensity, and then 30 seconds at RPE 5. So that is how it works, 1 minute each. Okay, 1 minute interval. Been a second since I looked at this, but I wanted to break it down. So 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. That's one interval, and you're going to do 10 of them. So 10 1-minute intervals, 10 minutes total. Then you'll have your farmer's carries. You'll do 3 carries for 20 meters. Again, this is at RPE 7, so you're going to pick a weight that feels pretty challenging to you, like by the end of the 20 meters, but not, not so hard that you're actually failing and dropping the dumbbells. Then we're going to get into some stretching, finish with some stretching. That was one thing that he requested, is make sure I'm doing some actual stretching at the end, not just mobility work during the workouts. So he's doing a couch stretch and a seated hamstring stretch, again, with the links over here to explain how to do them. 2 sets of 30 seconds each. You can do more or less sets than are programmed here. You just want to enter in your actual numbers so you know what you're doing. And then next we have lifting. So it goes kind of cardio and mobility, and then a lift in terms of the days. So day 1, cardio mobility, day 2, lift, and then repeat that cycle, cardio, mobility, and then lift. So this will be our lifting day for day 2. 90-90 external rotation for your shoulder, and then a chest supported row, dumbbell incline bench, walking lunge, tricep push down, dumbbell curl. So you get through your big major muscle groups first, after you get through your external rotations with your rotator cuff, and then you'll get into your chest supported row for your back, dumbbell incline bench for your chest and triceps, shoulders. Then you got your walking lunge for your lower body, glutes, hamstrings, quads, and then you've got your tricep push down and curls for the arms. So pretty much full body workout, either 2 to 3 sets for each thing. I'll give you the set, the actual rep range that I want you to do. Usually I don't give you the exact reps other than a few things, but I usually just give you a rep range to land inside of, and then you're trying to hit a certain intensity target for each of those reps, or for each of those sets. Then we go back to cardio and mobility. So we've got a sled pull, again, to warm up. It's one of my favorite things to warm up with. If you don't have a sled pull, you can do like a backwards walk on a treadmill or something like that. But it's great for getting blood into your knees, getting blood into your lower body, getting your heart rate up a little bit, getting your body warm. And then I've got stationary bike, again, very similar, 10 minutes total. So it's 10 rounds, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. You're just on a bike this time instead of a rower. Then we've got some shoulder work, which is a lock 3 raise. This is just good. Additional work that you can work on for postural control for BJJ athletes specifically. A lot of times they're in very protracted positions, very posturally dominant positions for them, where they're actually like rounding their shoulders, whether you're choking somebody out, getting your grips on somebody if you're in the gi, or just trying to maintain control. A lot of times you're in a protracted position. You don't get to be in a great posture. And so some of these postural exercises for their shoulders and their upper back can do a lot to help kind of ease some of the tension they'll feel in that kind of kyphotic, rounded upper back position that they get into frequently. So then we also get into a seated good morning stretch. Really love that one for the adductors, glutes, hamstrings, everything, opening up the hips. And then we've got an elevated pigeon, which is kind of some more hip and glute work as well. So again, good way to finish it out for him as a BJJ athlete. And then day 4, we've got, this is again another lifting day. We've got some quad works. We've got a reverse step up, very similar to what you saw up here, reverse step up. So we've got a reverse step up, but we're actually going to do it with a little bit more overload. So in this, it's again just your body weight, but we're trying to push it a little bit harder than what we were doing for the warm up on day 1. And then eventually you'll add load to it over time, which the YouTube videos will explain. Then for the actual quad and lower body work, we've got a Smith machine squat. Then we've got our seated good morning for the glutes. Again, we did a seated good morning stretch up here, so you're just kind of working through the stretch, the motion there. But this is one that you'll actually load over time once you get used to it. So that's the seated good morning stretch. Seated hamstring curl for your hamstrings, deficit push-ups for your chest, and then you've got some lat prayer exercises for your back. So that is that. And then we get into the final cardio and the final lifting day. So very similar, sled pull, farmer carry, stationary bike. Again, we're 20 minutes, doing 20 minutes of it this time, 1 minute on, 1 minute off. So a little bit longer duration, a little bit lower intensity over there. And then we've got a front foot elevated FFE, so front foot elevated split squat stretch, 3 rounds, 30 to 60 seconds, a couch stretch, and an elevated pigeon. Those are the 3 stretches we picked there. If you end up having a stretch that you'd want to do, you could swap it in and out. That's what the drop downs are for. And it'll walk you through how to add and remove lifts on the exercise swapper. Or I can show you how to do that inside of Stoic Training Systems as well. And then we have our final lifting day. But most of the lifting days, since there's only 3 of them, need to be pretty much full body. So you can hit stuff repetitively if there's something you definitely want to work on or something that's bugging you. You want to give it a little more attention, but that is how the days are set up. It's pretty much to be full body, but work on your, kind of rotate what things you're working on first. So we worked on hamstrings first here. We worked on quads and ankle mobility first that day, and then our second day we worked on shoulders. So you kind of rotate your priority that you're starting with on each of your lifting days, and that way you're not hitting quads first, quad first, unless it's a weakness of yours. It allows you to rotate through those priorities and make sure you're kind of whatever was at the bottom of the deck on one day, you can bring up to the top of the deck and give it more attention and more intention each time that you're doing it for future workouts. So that was how I made the workout. Again, all the demo links are there for the athlete to use. And then, yeah, if you guys want a custom program like this, or if you just want access to this one, let me know. If you're not in Stoic Training Systems on School, SKOOL.com, the link should be below in this video. If you're watching this on School, then you're already good to go. But yeah, if you want a custom program for whatever your training goal is, if you're trying to build as much muscle as possible, if you're just trying to get in shape, whatever that is, let me know. I do custom programs. If you just want access to this one, it'd be different. I'll probably put all these in a database for people to access over time as well. So hit me up, let me know what you want, and we will go from there. Thank you guys for watching.